Following Jesus isn't always easy, but it's not complicated. This is Simple Faith in 5. Each weekday, we take the teachings of Jesus, combine with a spiritual discipline, and grow our faith in 5-minute or less moments. So click subscribe to make sure that you don't miss a one of them. Most of us can remember someone who believed in us before we believed in ourselves. Maybe that was a coach, maybe it was a teacher, maybe it was a mentor or a friend, a coworker, someone who invited us in, listened to our questions, showed us patience. Without that person, our faith story might look very, very different. Personally, I think about, obviously, my parents were very patient with me as I processed my faith, as they were processing their own. I think about a pastor friend of mine who had me as an intern. His name is Monty Wilkinson, and he was so patient with me in my youthful arrogance and youthful ignorance to patiently walk me through what it meant to be a pastor. But over time, it's easy to forget how kind people can be and how much of a difference that makes. We forget the grace that we received, and when we forget, we grow less compassionate. And Zacchaeus' story reminds us of this. Everyone has a before. You were someone's Zacchaeus once. Maybe it was with faith, maybe it was with your job, maybe it was with parenting, but you were somebody's Zacchaeus once, where they invited you over. They opened up their lives. They shared with you their particular journey or their particular faith process. They answered your questions. They gave you resources, but most importantly, they gave you kindness and they gave you an invitation. And that's our spiritual discipline for the week. We see that Jesus interacts with Zacchaeus, gives him an invitation to interact with him. Zacchaeus thus invites Jesus over to the house, or Jesus kind of invites himself, and they end up there and Zacchaeus' life is changed. So our practice this week is invitation. Have you invited anybody yet to coffee, to dinner? But today I want you to think about this. Thank God for the person who helped bring you closer to him. Thank God for that person that invited you over or invited you in or opened up their life to you. Who might God want you to do that for right now? That name you wrote down, that person who's curious, that person who's cautious, that person who's nervous. Extend that invitation to them this week. Grace is meant to be passed on. Well, thanks for joining us today. Make sure you pass this along to a friend, and we'll see you next time. And as always, keep it simple.